Just come to a comfortable seated position. You can sit cross-legged and rest the hands on the knees. You can turn the palms facing up. Keep a chin mudra with index finger, thumb together, touching each other gently. And with your eyes closed, start bringing the awareness to this moment where you're sitting, noticing the surroundings, acknowledging any noise from around you that comes from the external world, and you gradually start shifting the awareness to the inner world. You can start scanning the body from head to toes and look for any sensations that you might feel. Gradually release the tension if you find any tension points. You can bring the awareness to the base of your spine, and on the next inhale, from that point all the way, breathe into your crown of the head, lengthening the whole torso, lengthening the line of the spine, and on the exhale, holding this line, this expansion, release the tension. Inhale, breathing into this line. Imagine you trying to grow a little bit taller, a little bit longer. And on the exhale, holding this expansion, release muscular tension from the body. One more time. Inhale, expand. And on the exhale, release. Holding this line, holding this extension. Okay, start opening your eyes, releasing that chin mudra. Interlock the fingers and just do a little bit of circles with your hands, with your wrists, warming up the joints to one. Imagine you're drawing figure 8, vertical figure 8, horizontal figure 8. And then change it to the other direction. And then release, just shake it all out. Bring the arms extended, spread your fingers, keep them as wide as you can, and then make a fist. Release it. Keep your arms in line of your shoulders, draw the belly in, make a fist, release it. And just a few times, keep doing it a little bit faster, and go faster, and go all the way as fast as you can. In and out, in and out, in and out. Just start waking up the energy lines in your arms, in your hands. A little bit faster, quicker, quicker, quicker. And release. Turn the palms facing up and do the same thing. Start with slow, squeezing the fist and release the palms. And go a little bit faster. And even faster. Even faster, a little bit more in and out, in and out. And release. Okay, just take a moment here with your eyes closed. Notice the sensations. You might feel like electricity is running through your hands, fingertips, and the arms. Changing positions, coming to all fours. Turn your palms facing out. Your thumb is turning outwards to the outside edge of your mat. Walk the knees a little bit closer to your palms. And keeping the base of your palms, the whole palm is on the ground the whole time. Start leaning backwards towards the legs. And then lean forward. Go a little bit further backwards, stretching out your forearm, and on the exhale, come back. 2, 3 more times. Lean back, stretch out your arms. Coming back. When you come back, make sure you're using your fingertips actively. Your whole palm is pressing on the ground, keeping an even weight on your hands, avoiding dumping weight to the base of your wrist. And one more time. As you lean back, use your fingertips actively, stretching out your forearm. Come back and shake it. And there is tension left. You can also just do 1 or 2 times palm facing up, just release your hands. Okay. Tuck your toes under, keeping your shoulders above the wrist, knees under your hips. On the inhale, when you roll the shoulders back, lifting the head, create a length in your front line. Exhale, push your hips towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, come on your tiptoes, drop your knees, lift the tailbone, look up. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, drop your knees, lifting the tailbone, look up. Exhale, push back to your downward facing dog. Pausing here in your downward dog. Keep your tailbone pointing up towards the ceiling. Lengthening your spine away from the ground. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Focus on your breathing. Belly draws in on every exhale. Towards the spine, suck it in and slightly up to the heart. Just walk forward to your hands. And start rolling up to a standing position, vertebrae by vertebrae. Until you bring your shoulders and head back at last. Stay with your feet together, palms next to your body facing outwards, shoulders backwards. We're going to do classic sun salutation to warm up. Keeping the inner line of your feet together, balancing the weight. Notice if you're leaning more to the toes or more to the heels, and try to find your evenness, your balanced ground. Trying to keep same weight on your toes at the front of the feet and the back of the feet at the heels. Arches of your feet are lifting. Inhale, bring the arms up, look up to the hands. Exhale, folding forward, head towards the knees. Inhale, step your right knee behind to a lunge step. Lift your arms up. Exhale, palms on the ground, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your knees first. Exhale, chest chin down. Inhale, coming to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for 1 breath. Inhale, right leg steps between the palms. Left knee down, lunge step, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step the left foot forward, head to knees. Inhale, squeeze the thighs, rise up with a straight spine, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release them to your side. Left side, inhale. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, left knee steps behind, lift the arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, chest chin down. Inhale, cobra, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, lift the arms. Exhale, step forward with your right leg, head to knees. Inhale, squeeze the legs, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart, release the hands. 1 more full round, inhale. Exhale, bowing down. Right leg behind, knee down. Inhale, arms up, lunge step. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, chest chin down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Stay for one breath. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, arms up. Exhale, step forward, feet together, head to knees. Inhale, rise up, flat spine, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, release the hands. Left side, inhale. Exhale, bow down. Left knee behind, inhale, arms up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, chest chin down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Stay for one breath. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, arms up. Exhale, step forward, feet together, head to knees. Inhale, rise up, standing arms up. Exhale, hands down to the side. This time keep your feet as wide as the hips. Feet pointing forward. Bending your knees, bring the arms above the head next to your ears. Bring all 10 toes off the ground and make sure your thighs stay parallel, knees stay in line of your ankles, pointing forward. Lifting all 10 toes, spreading your toes and slowly bring them on the ground. Slightly lean backwards towards the heels. Keep your tailbone lengthening, belly draws in and just go a little bit lower. Spreading your toes on the ground, holding the weight there. Go a little bit lower. Chest stays lifting. Stay. Come a little bit higher. And go a little bit lower and release. Bring your feet together. Chair pose again. Now this time with your legs together. Inhale, come to chair pose, arms next to your ears. Squeeze your thighs together and start going down a little bit lower. Hold it. Come a little bit higher. Stay here. Go a little bit lower. Hold it. Keeping your weight evenly on your toes and heels. Stay, stay, stay. And now bring your palms together over the head. Pressing your hands together. Stay here. Hold it. Stay. And release on the exhale, arms next to you. Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, step back to your downward dog. Inhale, come to plank. Toes point, walking back. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Flip your toes. Exhale, downward dog. Pause in your downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot between the palms. Back heel turns 45 degrees and come up to warrior one. Palms together, reach the arms up. Stay with your front knee above your front ankle. Back heel pressing to the mat. Just keep reaching up with your hands, press the palms together. Turn your back heel up and start lowering down the left knee to the mat. Pushing the hip a little bit forward. Arms still reaching up and try to come slightly higher with your whole torso lifting up and maybe a little bit leaning backwards to just a mild back bend, not a deep one. Back to center. Inhale, lift your back knee up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, Exhale, left elbow on your right knee, come to twisted lunge pose. Right elbow pointing up. Stay here, hold it. If you wish to bind, you can come to a binded version as well. And release the hands back on the ground. Inhale, come up to a high lunge step, arms up. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just come back to your breath awareness. Steady nostril breathing. Next, inhale, left foot between the palms. Right here, 45 degrees. Come up to warrior one. Again, palms together. Keep your left knee just above your left ankle. Reaching with your hands up. Emphasize your back heel, your right foot on the mat. Resting your back foot on the ground. Turn your back heel up, and from here slowly drop your back knee to the mat, pushing the hip a little bit more forward, arms reaching up, and again inhale from the belly button as you start lifting the whole torso. Maybe come to a little bit deeper, opening, chest opening. Don't have to come deep back bend. Back to center. Inhale, lift your right knee up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, exhale, twist to your left side. Right elbow on the left knee, whether you stay here or you come to the binded version. Lunge step, twisted lunge. Hold it. Release the hands first to the ground. Inhale, come up to high lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg between the hands. Bring the hands to the hip, come to standing lunge. Step your left heel slightly shorter into hamstring stretch, Parsvottanasana. Bring your arms behind you, either hold your elbows, you can interlock the fingers. Inhale, and on the exhale as you start leaning forward, slowly start bringing your belly on your right thigh. Forehead towards your right knee. If you're having your hands together, keep your as your shoulders opening, just start moving the hands away from the spine a little bit. And pulling your right hip a little bit backwards, you start activating the right hamstring. Bring your hands on the ground. Inhale, lift the spine. You can use a block on your left palm if you want. Place it inside or outside your right foot. Come to revolve triangle pose. Right arm to the ceiling. Twist the torso. Keep your back here pressing to the mat. Hold it. Holding the twist. Bring the right palm down. Step your left foot next to your right. Head towards the knees. Just bow forward. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Take a breath. Vinyasa, inhale. Exhale, bow down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, flat spine. Exhale, step back to your plank. Downward dog, sorry. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot between your palms, hands on the hip. Come up to standing lunge pose. Step your right heel slightly shorter in and you turn the back heel 45 degrees. Keep either your elbows holding behind the back or you're interlocking the hands. Inhale and on the exhale, start leaning first, halfway. Next inhale, lengthen and on the exhale, belly on your left thigh, forehead to the left knee. If you're interlocking the hands, the fingers, arms move away from your spine. Keep your back foot emphasized on the mat, your right heel pressing down. Make sure you're evening out your weight, balancing it out in front and back leg. Bring the hands back on the mat. Lift the chest. Right palm comes on the outside of your left foot. You can use a block. If this is too much, just go inside. Inhale, left arm up, revolve, triangle pose. Giving the twist. Look up to your left hand. Holding the twist. Last inhale. And on the exhale, bring your left palm down, stepping your right leg next to the left. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up to standing, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart, release them to your side. Take a breath. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward, head to knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back to your plank. Chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time we skip the downward dog when we're stepping back in vinyasa. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Walk your toes back. Keep your shoulders in line of your wrist. Spreading your fingers, activate your fingertips and keep pushing the mat away from you. Try to widen the space between your shoulder blades and you're gonna slightly bring your tailbone under. You're lifting the belly towards the spine, activating the core here. Hold it. Stay with your breath, nostril breath the whole time. And push back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between your palms. Back heel turns 90 degrees. Come up to a warrior two pose. Extend the arms to the side. Inhale, on the exhale, either elbow on the right knee, left arm above the ear, or come to your second variation, hand inside, and your left shoulder keeps opening up to the ceiling. Bring this left hand down. You turn your left heel up. Place your left hand on the outside of your right foot. Bring the right arm up towards the ceiling, and from here, lift your right arm. Next inhale, rise up to a standing twist. Look towards your right hand, touch your back leg, coming to a twisted lunge step. Maybe slightly go a little bit deeper. And back to center. Inhale, both arms up first to the ceiling. And on the exhale, step back to your downward facing dog. Vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, left foot between your palms. Right heel spins 90 degrees. Come to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, supported side angle, option one. Second option, left hand on the ground. Keep your left shoulder inside the left knee with your arm reaching up. Inhale. On the exhale, bring this hand down. Turn the right heel up. Square the hip. And place your right hand outside your left foot. Look up to your left hand. Stay on your right tip toes, right heel lifting. Look down to the mat, squeeze your thighs. Inhale, come up to standing twist. And then you touch your back leg. Maybe sink a little bit deeper into your twisted lunge step. Inhale, back to center lunge, left arm up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel 90. Come up to warrior two again. Straighten your right leg. Inhale, exhale, triangle, send the hip to the left. Right hand inside your right ankle, left arm is up. Moving your left arm above the head. Option one, stay here. Second option, bring your right shoulder inside the knee. Grab your back leg. Left hand above the head, catching your right ankle. Release the pose. Look down to the mat. Bring the left hand on your left hip. As you start leaning forward into a half moon pose, with your left hand, just start opening your left hip. Shoulder stays also left shoulder in front of your, in line with your right shoulder. And you're gonna bring the left arm up to the ceiling. Keep your back leg emphasized. If you want to add a little bit of back bend, grab your back ankle, your lifted ankle, and come to Shavasana pose. Pull this left shoulder backwards. Release the ankle. Bring your left hand down as you square your hip. Grab your right ankle and start lifting your back leg to standing split. Try to use more of your left glute and your left butt muscle, not so much opening the hip. Keep your left hip facing forward, work from your glute here. And bring your back leg down to a lunge step. Inhale, come up, high lunge. And on the exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a moment here in your down dog, lengthening your spine. Start lifting the chest away from the mat. Imagine you're trying to become a little bit fuller in the back side, in the back of your lungs. Wrapping your shoulder blades around. Next, inhale, left foot between the palms. Right heel spins 90 degrees. Come up to warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Inhale, and on the exhale, send the hip back. Left side long towards your left side triangle, right arm is up. From here, move your right arm above the head. Either stay here, option 1, or second option, you're gonna come to the deeper stretch. Right hand catches your left ankle, left hand grabs your back leg, and you start opening a little bit more. Release the pose, bring your right hand back on the hip, look down, and you start shifting your weight forward into your half moon pose. You can use the block on the left hand if you need the support. With your right hand, manually open the right hip a little bit more. First, focus on your balance. Start activating your standing foot, lifting the arch of your left foot. And you're lifting your left kneecap up. Once you have that steady balance, with your right arm bringing up, opening up the chest, you can start bringing your head up towards the hand. And if you wish to do your Shavasana pose, bend your right leg, grab the ankle, and you start opening a little bit more into your back bend. Pull your right hand backwards. Release that leg, and you're gonna bring the right hand down, square the hip. Make sure your right hip turns facing the mat, and you start bringing your right leg higher to standing split. Maybe grab your left ankle and use your right glute muscle here as you bring the right leg up. Don't worry about keeping that leg very high. It's more about using the muscles in the leg, in your bum. Just go as high as you can. And release that leg. Step your right leg down to a high lunge pose. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward to a squat behind your palms. Coming to your Malasana pose, hands in front of the chest. Press your elbows inside the knees, keeping your hands in line of your heart. If you need support, of course, place a block under your hip. You can even keep the hands under on the ground. If you're comfortable, wrap your right elbow around the right knee, left arm behind the back. Coming to a shoulder opening. You can also stay here or slide your legs a bit closer as you lift your hip. Shift your balance to your left leg, and you're holding this right knee, wrapping this right knee as you come to a standing position. Pulling this right knee back. Your arm is outside of your right shin here. Stay here. Keep your shoulders backwards. Chest is open. With control, bring this right leg back on the mat. And back to your Malasana pose. Change hands. Your left arm wraps around your left knee, right arm behind the back. Again, option 1, you just stay right here. Second option, you lift the hip first, bring your legs slightly closer, and you shift your balance to your right leg. As you start coming to a standing balance here, you're wrapping around your left shin. Your left elbow is outside your left shin, in front of it. Keep your shoulders back. Stay here. And with control, come down again. Stepping back to Malasana. Hands on the ground, inhale, lift the hip. Turn the feet forward, parallel with each other. Holding your big toes, Parangusthasana. Inhale, long spine, lift forward. And on the exhale, elbows to the side, hand between the knees. Just take a few breaths here. Release the hands, inhale, rise up to standing. And just stay here, feet together. Hands to the heart. Vinyasa, inhale. Exhale, folding forward, head to knees. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, palms under your shoulders. Step back straight to plank pose. Chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog, flip your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come down to child's pose for 5 breaths. You can keep your hands above the head or resting next to your forehead on the ground. Come sit up. Coming to all fours and place your forearms on the ground. If you have a block at home, just place your block between your index finger and middle finger, just like this. Place it on the ground. Spread your fingers wide. If you don't have a block, it's okay. Don't worry about it too much. Block will help you to avoid sliding palms. Bring your knees up. Coming to dolphin pose. So in this one, your forearm is on the ground. Forearms are parallel with each other. You're coming to the same shape as downward facing dog. Hip is lifting. Head is off the ground, not touching the ground. Pushing the shoulders away from the ground. Chest towards the legs, towards the thighs. You can stay here or come up on your tiptoes and you start moving, walking your toes a little bit further, bringing the hip above the elbows as much as you can and stay here, hold it. Your full palm is pressing to the mat and you're lifting yourself away from the ground. Stay right here, hold it. Head is off the ground. Your neck is completely free of tension. Your whole weight is on your forearm. And just walk back. Bring your knees down. Move the block away, come to child's pose. Come on your all fours, walk the arms forward and come into a puppy stretch. Bring your forehead, chin or chest on the ground. Keeping your feet pressing to the mat. Going back to the heels. Straighten yourself up to seated position. Bring the feet together. Bring your left hand between your shin and your thigh. Just grab this left arm. Bring your right arm up and you bring the head, tilt your head to your right shoulder. Press down on your left ear. Slightly pull this head, this ear, making sure that there is this space between your right shoulder and your right ear, earlobe, maximum space. Bring the hand down, switch hands, grab your right hand right shoulder, lift the left arm up. On the exhale, tilt your head, and you're gonna gently press down on your right ear with your left hand. Just a nice side neck stretch. And release it. Bring both hands together. Hands, interlock the hands, bring the hands behind, and the hand is at the hairline. I'm going to show you from the back. Your hand is at your hairline, and you're pulling the head away. You're pulling the head away from the neck, and you're trying to press your hand against your palm, palm against your head. It's like two forces against each other. You're trying to pull the head away from the neck, like trying to remove it. Release it and tilt your head back, stretch out your throat. And release, just free up your neck. Very well. Come down again on your all fours. We're just gonna practice inversion. If you're not comfortable with your headstand, it doesn't matter. You just do the prepping works here. Come on your elbows. Check the position of your forearm, keeping the shoulders in line of your elbows. Just check your position, interlock the hands. You're gonna place the slightly above the nose, just around the hairline, maybe it's more on the forehead, maybe it's more on the head. Just find what's comfortable for you, making sure your head can stay lifted, so you're not bringing your head down in your headstand. Lift your knees and first just place the head in front of your hands, and you're gonna start lifting, walking up, and you just pause here. This should be the same movement that we have done. You're pressing the forearms to the ground so your head can actually lift up. You're using all your weight on your forearm, and you just walk to your tipping point, wherever that is, and stay right here. You can start with just squeezing one leg up, and just change with your second leg. Just do it a few times. If you're comfortable shifting more weight there, just start lifting your legs up a little bit, just a little bit. And if you're comfortable for your full headstand, you're gonna go into your full inversion. Just do whatever you can. Start coming down. You feel in your inversion. Try to go slow. Control the movement. Coming down to child's pose. Yourself up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your legs forward, crossing the feet, coming to a seated position. Pull the heels up to Baddha Konasana, hands behind your feet. Chest stays open, shoulders roll back. Inhale, And on the exhale, start leaning forward. Just go slowly, breath by breath. You can pause in any angle and take an inhale, lengthen, pressing your feet into each other. And on the exhale, notice if you can create a little bit more forward until you find your edge of the pose and stay there for a few breaths. Come back on the inhale. Walk the feet further up into Omega pose. Keep the knees 90-degree angle. And you're moving from the pelvis here. Start bringing the belly further forward. Belly comes between your legs. Hands can be outside your feet. Just stay here. Wherever you can stay comfortable. If you can bring the head and the arches of your feet, just go for it. Inhale, come up. We're still doing this pose, but we're going to open up the feet. So you move your feet away from each other. You can even check if you have a block, just use maybe like 1 block distance between your feet. This is gonna give you an even deeper hip opening, and just go again between your legs, trying to bring the belly forward. If you're having any kind of knee pain behind the knee, just bring your knee slightly higher. This should feel a deep opening in your hip joints, but not behind your knee. Okay, just find whatever is the most comfortable for you. Make sure that you can still breathe. On the inhale, come back. Bring your legs together with your hands. Just straighten your knees, shake it out. Sit back with your knees pulled up. If you're having a pinching sensation in your hip crease, maybe just place a block between your knees as you come into Navasana pose. If you're okay without the block, just squeeze your legs together. Lift your knees off the ground. You can stay with your knees bent or straighten your legs and stay here. Chest is lifting. Hold it. Keep it. Hold it. Squeeze your legs. Start lowering down to low Navasana. Stay right here. Hold it. Lift up again. Stay, hold it. Chest stays up, stay. And release. Take a breath. Bring your knees together. Hold behind the knees. As you lift your legs again 90 degrees, this time, pull the knees up to the chest. Pull it all the way up as close as you can. Try to keep your knees 90 degrees. Stay here. Basically, you're squeezing your belly and your thighs together. And then release the hands, the legs. Release the legs, hands next to you. Squeeze, and you can lower the legs down. Keep squeezing your thighs into the belly. Hold it. Squeeze as much as you can. Release it back to Navasana pose. Either legs bent or straight. Both are fine. Hold it. One more time. Bend your knees, squeeze your thighs into the belly. Hold it. Squeeze as hard as you can. Trying to create this little ball with your body. And back to Navasana. Hold it. Stay. And take a rest, release. Breathe out. Back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between the palms, left knee on the mat. Walk this left knee back. Bring your hands next to your body. Shoulders roll back slightly, chest stays open. Just sink down a little bit with the hip until you feel the left hip flexor stretching. As you come forward, tuck your left toes and bring your right knee to a pigeon pose. Right knee between your palms. Rotate your right thigh externally. Walk the right foot on the outside of the left side of your mat. Settle into your pigeon pose wherever is the most comfortable. If you need the support under your right bum, use the block. Just come down to sleeping pigeon. Make sure you're activating your right ankle 90 degrees the whole time. Come up on the inhale, twisting left elbow outside your right knee, palms together, twist towards your right side. Right elbow pointing to the ceiling. Again, make sure your right ankle flexing 90 degrees. There is no pain in your right knee joint. Taking any tension out of that joint. Release the pose, tuck your left toes. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Open the right hip, keeping your armpits in one height. Slight twist in your torso. Square the hip back, right leg stays lifting, option 1, or lower it down, option 2, vinyasa. Inhale, step your left foot between the palms, right knee down. You can keep the hands on the left knee or release it next to your body. Keeping your shoulders open, shoulders backwards, heart is lifting. And you keep the hip heavy in this pose. Push the hip forward, feeling your right hip flexor and stretch. But don't dump all the weight on your legs. There is always a counterbalancing energy that's lifting you off the ground. From the core, from the belly button all the way up, at the same time your torso is lifting. Come back again, tuck your left toes, right toes, sorry. Lift this knee up and come to left side pigeon pose. Knee between your palms. Walk your right knee back wherever it is the most comfortable. Choose the right, left knee position. If you're slightly further, you're flexing your left ankle. Coming down to either on your elbows or all the way forward. Come back. Place your right elbow in front of the left knee. palms together and open up to your twist. Left elbow pointing to the ceiling. Keep your left ankle active the whole time. Release the twist. Tuck your right toes. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Bend the knee as you open the hip. And again, back to your square hip, three-legged down, the left leg stays lifting. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, push back. Lower your left leg down. Start walking your feet forward, cross the feet. Coming to seated position. Open your legs wide. Upavishta Konasana, go as far as you feel comfortable, flexing the ankles. Start walking forward. If you need elevation on the hip, you can always sit on your pillow. Slightly bend your knees if you hurt, if you feel that uncomfortable pain behind the knee. Just go to your deepest forward folding, Upavishta Konasana. Come back on the inhale. Bring your legs together, straighten the knees. Pull your left heel to right inner thigh. Flex your right ankle. Inhale. Exhale, join your Shirshasana, head to the right knee. You can grab your right wrist behind your foot. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Switch legs. Pull your right heel up. Make sure you keep your square hip bones pointing forward. Inhale, arms up. You can grab your left wrist. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. Bring both legs straight forward. Coming to double pigeon, just cross your shins. You can be shin on top of shin, or this is a little bit too much in your hip joint. Just bring your right ankle on the ground in front of the left knee. Otherwise, you can be ankle on top of knee. Make sure both of your shin bones are exactly parallel with that small edge of your mat, and your ankles are 90 degrees flexing. So you don't lose the feet. Your feet are not lazy. They are actually pointing, the toes pointing to the front edge of your mat. Inhale. And on the exhale, go into your double pigeon forward fold. And try to move your belly further towards your shin. Again, focus on the pelvic rotation and movement, and this should give you a lot of sensation already in your right hip, in your right glute. Slowly walk back. You can come to half lotus, pull this heel up to your right heel, to your left hip crease, and maybe just bring your lower leg under the hip. If you're comfortable in full lotus, you're gonna place the ankle also on top of your right leg. From the hands behind, either hold your toes. If you can't grab your toes, just keep your elbows holding together, holding onto your elbows. Yoga mudra. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chest towards the ground. Inhale, come up. Release the hands on your knees, coming to Chin Mudra with your eyes closed. Stay here. Noticing your breath. Focus only on your breathing, nostril, inhale and exhale. Open your eyes, hands next to your legs, next to your thighs. As you spread your fingers, try to lift your hip off the ground, balancing only on your legs. Squeeze your legs together and try to lift them as high as you can hold it. Hold. And release. Unfold your legs. Change sides, double pigeon on your left. So your left leg is gonna be the upper leg. You can be shin on top of shin, or your left ankle goes in front of the right knee. Make sure ankle's 90 degrees. That means your toes are pointing exactly to the front of your mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, go to your double pigeon. Back on the inhale. Lotus pose. Bring your left heel to your right hip crease. Again, you can also just sit with a simple cross-legged position. That's fine too. If you can place one ankle at the hip crease and you just under folding your right leg, or you come to the full lotus, depending on your knee, on your hip flexibility, and there shouldn't be any pain in your knee. Bring your arms behind, either hold your elbows or grab the toes. Inhale, and on the exhale, fold forward. Come back on the inhale. Release the hands from the back and just place your hands on the knees into Chin Mudra. Stay with your eyes closed for 5 breaths. Observing your breathing. Release the hands. Bring your hands next to your hips. And again, try to lift your hip off the ground. Knees off the ground, hold it. Release. Unfold your legs. Keep your heels pressing down, hands together, inhale. Exhale, Paschimottanasana pose. You can either hold your big toes or pull your outer edge of your feet backward, coming to forward stretch. Come back on the inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Pull the knees up. Holding your big toes as you lean back on the bum. Straighten your legs forward. Stay here. Chest stays open. You can stay right here or slide your hands behind the heels. Start pulling the legs closer to your chest. Make sure you using your core here to balance. So you're squeezing your thighs to your belly as much as you can, like we did in the abdominal exercise just before in this practice. Release everything, just bring your legs down. Lie back on the mat, hold the knees to the chest. Place your left heel on the ground, right ankle on top of the left knee. As you bring the legs up, right hand under your right shin, left hand outside, interlock the hands, come to thread the needle pose. You can stay here first with your shoulder blades off the ground, shoulders off the ground. Then you slowly start bringing your shoulders, head down. Also your lower back is on the mat. Your spine is flat on the ground. Just pull this left knee towards the chest. Right ankle stays 90 degrees, flexing the whole time. Both ankles flexing. Both ankles active. Release the left knee, change legs. Place your right heel on the ground, left ankle on top of it, bring this knee up. You're going to interlock the hands behind, pull this leg closer to your chest. And from here, bring your shoulders, head down, keeping your lower back on the mat, pulling your right knee a little bit closer to the chest. And release it. Walk both knees to the chest. Bring your legs up. And you're gonna come first to Halasana and then to shoulder stand. If you want to skip the inversion part, you can stay right here just with your leg lifting, or even just bring your knees down and just rest here a little bit. Otherwise, first bring your legs up. Coming to Halasana, stack your palms under your lower back. You bring your legs one by one first, keep your legs together. Squeeze your thighs, squeezing the legs the whole time. Bring the legs down to Halasana pose behind the head. If you can tuck your toes under, just stay for it, go for it. Pulling the hips slightly closer towards the shoulders. You can stay here in Halasana, or you bend your knees. Bring the knees outside the ears into Karmapidasana. Keep your big toes together. Hands on the ground. Start lowering down the hip first with control. Bring your lower back down slowly. Then your hips. And then your legs gradually. Using the core. Hands under your bum. Walk your elbows under as you come to fish pose, feet together. You can stay here in this fish pose when your elbows on the ground and your hands stay under your bum. This is option 1 for your fish pose. Make sure you keep your legs active the whole time. If you want to go for the second variation of your fish pose, slide your hands out, bring your arms together 45 degrees, lift your legs also 60 degrees or 45 degrees, stay here. And release. Release the head. Hug the knees into your chest. Roll your back slightly. Hold your left knee, right leg straight. Coming to your supine twist. Knee across the body to your right. Look over your left hand. Back to center, hug the knees. Hold your right knee, left leg straight. Supine twist, second side. Back again to center, hug the knees. Massage your lower back if it feels nice. And coming down to a Shavasana rest. Just keep your legs as wide as your mat, let the feet falling out, palms facing up next to you. Closing your eyes. Releasing every engagement from head to toes. Any little muscle is letting go now. Letting go of your breath. If you wish to stay longer in your Shavasana, you can always do that. We'll be staying here for about 3 minutes. Start deepening the breath. Take a deeper inhale and exhale, moving your fingers and toes. Start bringing up the knees to the chest, give your legs a hug. Roll over to your right side and stay there for a few moments. Just rest here. And when you feel ready, come to seated position. Keep your hands resting on the knees. Eyes remain closed. Just keep observing yourself. Whatever sensations arising right now, whatever thoughts appear in your mind, acknowledge them and just let them go. Coming to this emptiness in your mind. Bring the awareness to the center of your forehead, the space between your eyebrows, and hold it right there. Place your left palm on the heart, center of your chest, right palm on top of it. See if you can tune into that heartbeat, that steady pace, that steady rhythm of your heart functioning, working every moment of your life. Bring your chin down towards the hands, bowing your head down to the heart. Bring your palms together to your forehead. Thank you so much.